Hey, Pooh.
We don't take no L.
Hey, y'all.
Let's talk.
Equivalent.
Differentials.
Equivalent.
Differentials.
Talk with us. Put you on some game. Rock with us. You won't be the same. Talk with us. Put you on some game. Rock with us. You won't be the same. Hey, Pooks.
Hey, y'all.
Let's talk.
All right, y'all. Welcome to season 1, episode 1 of the Equivalent Differentials podcast. We are in the Blank Tape Studios. It is located in the Northern Virginia area, Sterling, Virginia, to be specific.
To be exact.
So if you guys have any recording needs, definitely check them out. And they're a Black-owned business, so that's we definitely need that. We need that.
In the beginning.
Yeah, we need that very early on because to be honest, that before I know that I'm getting into it, but I've been literally trying to replace everything. Like, where do I get ice cream? Where do I get, and trying to find the Black equivalent.
Right.
So,
and it's actually been tougher, especially because of the coronavirus going on as well.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, especially with food, a lot of people eating out, doing the Uber Eats and stuff like that. So just trying to replace it, and then it lets you know that there's actually a need, right? You get on Uber Eats, you're like, oh, I only want to eat Black-owned. It's like, they're not even on.
So it's
and
like,
why did we
create
know
an
these
idea.
places existed?
I know.
There's
Beforehand.
like
why do we need this to find out what's in our backyard?
Condoms.
I didn't.
I saw that on
know
Twitter.
That. Well, we know we got the Black-owned ride share. That's cool. I thought that was really cool. But if you guys couldn't tell from a little bit of that snippet in the title, we are going to be getting into the tragic events that surround a man by George Floyd. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about, what happened. I still haven't seen the video till this day. I cannot watch it all the way through. The news continues to play it, and I hear a little bit of it, and then I get up and I walk away because I literally cannot stomach it. I cannot listen to it all the way through. And I kind of I get that some people needed to see that in order to wake up, but I don't know how I'd feel about
somebody videotaping my last
and it being replayed over and over and over.
No, but we
again.
needed that. We needed that because can you imagine if it wasn't recorded? Like, can you imagine?
I know, because then it would be like, did it happen? You know what I mean? I
Right.
forget what they say, but then it's
and
like
I think
if you
we're on the 18th straight day of protest. I think in New York City.
yeah, it broke history.
Yeah,
This is the time that all the states have participated in a protest ever. So shout out to everybody
in all 50 states across the U.S.
I will say all of y'all matter for that.
And that's the last time we're saying that.
We did need all of y'all to protest in all the states. So yeah, all of y'all matter. Just for one moment. It's like, nah. But so just basically, if you don't know or if you're just tuning in and you have not seen anything, of course, if you Google the name George Floyd, it'll all come up. But basically, it was a Black man, and he was like, they thought he paid. He went into a store. They say he didn't
paid
pay
with a fake bill.
Yeah.
And somehow they put him in custody. An officer knelt on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yep, that's
something like that.
Yeah, it was that. That's
and
Nickelodeon
that
did.
basically resulted in his death.
Yeah.
Similar to Imani J. I have not watched the video. I won't watch the video because I don't think that I need to see it.
Right.
I did see a poem that kind of imitated it, and I got it just from the poem of what was going on.
Yeah, I seen a trailer. You know what I mean? I saw the knee on the neck, and I hear him yelling, "Please, please, I can't breathe."
Right.
I've seen stuff where they said that he called out for his mom, and I just
that had passed away 2 years to the day that he died.
Crushed me. Yeah.
And I think
I didn't even know that part.
Yeah. 2 years to the day she.
Yep, I heard that.
Passed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think that, people are tired of things being recorded and nothing happening.
Yeah.
And then also I think people are tired of how do we get from one thing as simple as I potentially paid with a fake bill to now I'm dead.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Very non-violent, but to end up dead in a very violent manner.
Right.
So I think people are just tired.
Yeah.
People just tired.
Yeah.
Tired.
No, for real. And a little bit about the thing is, after this happened, the police officers were not arrested.
Initially, no.
They were not arrested initially.
If y'all did not go out and protest and do what you did, and I know me and Monty took part in one protest.
We did.
But
out in Leesburg.
our cries would have never even been heard.
Yeah.
It would have just went under the rug like so many other things going under the rug.
Yep. So to kind of go into the next thing, I think that we've kind of touched on is just like kind of how we feel about this, like us personally, how we felt about it.
I don't know. I feel like it's okay. So I feel like this has been since I've been alive. This has been the first time that like I've seen protests.
Right. I agree with that.
Outside of like we need haircuts. Like this is like we're really protesting.
Right.
Like
right.
we're really burning
out in the
this shit
streets.
down.
Yeah.
Like, and I hope that like they're seeing us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like businesses, brands. They're putting out all these statements. It's like it feels a little forced. It feels like, you know, this is what we have to do.
But that's okay. If that means that it being forced means from here on out, somebody's gonna watch what they say to me when I'm at work.
Right.
I'll take it.
Right. You're pledging your coins too. A lot of businesses are actually pledging their money.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go towards these movements that are going to raise more awareness to the issues that we go through in the Black community.
Right.
To be completely transparent, I work in a predominantly white field.
Oh, me too. I'm
like,
the only Black person at my job.
It's one of those things like we grew up like that, so I'm used to it.
Honestly,
that's true. It's not that I'm fine with it, but I'm used to it.
Yeah,
like, this is
you've adapted.
Life. Yeah,
like, it's just
so it's one of those things like we ignore, like when the Trayvon Martin situation happened, when all this stuff happened, it's like okay, we know what's going on, but they're not really saying nothing yet, and it's like we're silenced. I had like what is it called? Like my
epiphany?
No. I had like my monthly meeting with my director the other day. Like it was like 3 days after George Floyd was killed.
Yeah.
And he was like, "How are you doing?" And I was just like silent. Like, how do you think I'm doing?
Right.
Like, are your people
right.
dying? Their necks being stepped on, and I just moved on. And then like a week later, the same guy called me, and he out of nowhere, he doesn't call me unless we have those monthly meetings, and he's like. He starts talking about nonsense, and then he's like, "So, how are you doing with everything that's going on in the world? Like, if you need to take off, you can take as much time as you need.
Okay.
You know, you work too hard. You can find someone to take your, do your work." And I was like, honestly, we need reparations, and I need a whole year off.
No,
honestly,
for real.
But I really,
we need to go to Wakanda. Let's take a year off, and everybody, we just gonna build Wakanda.
That conversation. It was weird, but I also felt like it was nice to know that I'm in an organization that even if they feel like they have to do it, they're still doing it because some people aren't.
And he could have just sent they could have just did a company-wide email. Like he actually personally called you, so I definitely think that
And then we ended up having like a company meeting, and then my CEO said something to the whole company, like we want to make an environment for Black people.
Yeah.
Great. Now that we're saying all these things, let's act on it. Like let's literally live this life because. Honestly, I don't think white people will be able to last a day in our shoes.
It's difficult.
They will fold.
It's difficult.
And no matter what, I love being Black. I love being Black.
And I didn't always feel that way.
They're so mad.
No, I think so too. And I didn't always feel that way. And that's terrible to say, but like that's honest. Like, and that kind of goes into my situation. Like, growing up in high school, everyone always said I acted white. I talked white. All of my best friends were white. Like all of them were white. And so for me, when this happened. If you were white and, my quote-unquote friend, if you didn't speak up, we're not really friends. Because it could have very well been my dad, who you've been to my house, and he has, welcomed you with open arms. It could have been my brother or my nephew. So if you're not bothered by this, then we need to have a conversation or something has to happen. And I feel like so many people that were not Black were going about life as if nothing happened. And I just couldn't take it. Like, I was trying to give people time to address the situation, and they just weren't. So I just basically was like, hey, like, you guys are uncomfortable. Well, now I'm uncomfortable because you're not talking about it.
And for the first few days, it was one of those things I was like, well, if they're not saying anything, not because they agree with it, but maybe because they don't really know what to say and like they're just, they're not ready to.
Yeah.
But it's just like your privilege is the reason why you're not saying anything. And now is the time that you need to speak out about your privilege.
Yeah.
You go through things, like you struggle, may not get the job you want, may not get the guy that you want, but it's not because of your race.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because you suck.
Period.
But no, like I think it's time that they really understand, like it's hard out here.
No,
Even
for real.
work the jobs that we work, and it's hard out here.
It's very hard when like I'm literally at work and someone will walk up to my technician because I'm Black. They don't think I'm the pharmacist.
Come on now.
Like you see the white coat she got on blue. Stop playing with me.
Like it's just little things, and like I think that's the
and we're conditioned to just like slide under the rug. Like, keep a happy face. The customer's always right. Don't take offense. But it's like, we need to start holding people accountable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just feel comfortable saying anything.
And I feel like this is another reason why the podcast is so important, just because, like, we're professionals in our own right. In places that we're, maybe it's not, they don't feel like it's our right to be there.
Right.
And,
exactly.
like, now that we're here, we're making a stand. Like, I can't come to work 3 hours later because I'm going to be that black girl that comes to work late.
Right. We got to work 10 times harder.
But I have to dress up and look nice at work.
Exactly.
So my coworkers are listening to this. That's not true. But I, like, you know what I mean? I have to, like, put in that extra work. Like, I have to work until 7 o'clock if I get off at 5.
Right.
I have to take that extra step so you guys know that, like, I'm doing my part. Like, I'm not just that black girl. Like, I am that black girl. How about that?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I don't believe in any of that.
So you what? You gotta explain.
So here's the thing. I just feel like, so for one, you just turned 25.
Sure.
I just turned, well, not just, but
I just turned. You almost 30, sis.
I'm 29. So when I was 25, I definitely had that mentality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I've been with my job for 4 years now, and a personal goal of mine was every year I want a promotion, period. And what I realized is that every promotion, it's almost like I go back to the beginning, and now I'm getting hazed again, and now I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? If you worked at the same job for 3 years and you're like, I'm gonna show them that I'm that black girl. I'm gonna come in at 5. I'm not supposed to start till 6. I'm gonna leave at 7. I only have to be here until 5. You get tired of that.
Right.
So it's just like, I fought my way to be here. I interviewed. I beat all these people out. Why you still checking for me? So now I'm gonna be myself. You know, other people don't have no sense of time. Mine, you need to be there by 12. I'm pulling up 1:30. What's up?
Okay, no. Not what's up. That's
what's
a hot
up.
mess.
But my thing is, I'm gonna be me. I'm tired of.
You can be you and still be professional with it. You can still be you and show up on time.
But
see, that's why they say black people always late, because you said you gonna do
But
you.
the thing about it is, time is still a concept. Time is just
Time
a
doesn't
concept.
exist.
Time doesn't exist.
That's a whole other topic.
Okay, so if time don't exist, when y'all flight leave at 2:30, show up at 3 and tell me if time don't exist.
If it's
Tell
Southwest,
me.
they're going to put you on the next flight for free. Baby.
Don't
Ask
let
me
me
how I
know.
know. Ask
Okay,
me how I know.
well, go with Delta or somebody else. You have to pay that $125
So
change
plain.
flight fee. And I know none of y'all black asses get insurance. Because I was with you when you booked the ticket, and you and Tania did not get travel insurance for the Canada trip. And that's why your ass got a credit now versus a full refund. Because you didn't want to get the
You can have
insurance.
that $80.
Girl, use a lot you can do with $80, but if you don't need it, then. But to kind of go back to what you were saying, kind of going back to like what this situation has done, it had me have a lot of conversations with a lot of my friends that are white, and just and like shout out to the ones that I didn't have to have this conversation to, that I didn't have to unfollow for them to text me to be like, oh hey, I saw you unfollowed me, or you know, hey, I saw your post. And
Did you get that text?
oh yeah,
They saw you unfollowed them?
yes,
Yikes.
yeah, super yikes. Like you like you noticed that, like you know what I mean? It's
But
just
my
kinda,
thing is
You
that
noticed the
I
unfollow,
saw.
but not the me.
But wait.
Right.
But pause. I saw you post about how if you don't say nothing, I'm going to unfollow you.
yeah, I gave
so
people
you-
a heads up.
so you
She did see it.
Yeah, so you thought you was going to
I
see
think-
it
I
and not
think-
have to say
you-
nothing.
you know
I wasn't
what?
gonna act on
No,
it.
you know what? I
She's
don't think so.
hanging.
I think it was that they didn't think I was talking about them. Like it was like, oh, Imani knows me. She knows I'm not racist. She won't unfollow me. She won't click that blue button. Yes, I clicked that blue button several times that day. And there's gonna be people that might listen to this and don't even realize they unfollowed. But they gonna go look. They gonna go
Get on
search.
the app.
They gonna search and they gonna be like, damn, she did unfollow me. But yeah, like literally one friend, she was like, hey, I noticed you unfollowed me, and basically she tried to justify her silence, and
And I know exactly what you're talking about.
I couldn't rock with it. I just could not rock with it. And the reason why,
Stop playing.
no, I'm not saying
Say
her name.
her name!
Say my name. I'm not gonna say her name.
Are y'all good now?
Nah. I mean,
Yikes.
I wouldn't say that we're not good, but we basically just left it at like, you feel, I feel. And I hit her with like what I hit niggas with when I'm done. Like, I wish you the best in all that you do. Like, I wish you the best
But
in
you
all your
low-key
future
don't
endeavors.
care.
I don't care. You know, I don't want nothing to happen to her, but I don't care. But
It's like, how do you not, like...
It's just crazy to me because, you know, this person is somebody who has dated more black men than I have in my 26 years on this planet.
But
So-
I know who it is now.
So I just couldn't fathom how sound like
But
you
you know
try
the
to
worst part
justify your
is that
silence.
these people, especially these white
Did she have a
girls
sign
that
up?
be with the black guys, your kids would be black.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But I think sometimes,
and they would be getting their neck stepped on
but
too.
I think they think it's a phase. It's like when, like, you know, because a lot of people that I know that did talk to black men, they went to college and they don't anymore. You know, like a lot of them don't, and they have, you know, white spouses and things like that. But basically, she tried to tell me that just because I'm not posting on social media doesn't mean that I'm silent. She was like, I'm talking to like everyone I come into contact with, I'm talking to. I'm like, girl,
what does that do?
Girl, we're in a pandemic. Who are you really talking to? We're in quarantine.
Oh, Black Lives Matter.
Like, I just couldn't get with it because I just feel like it doesn't matter what everybody, and I don't think anybody listening or in this room right now can't say that they haven't seen one thing that touched them that they could have shared with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she tried to also say like, well, I don't want to be on the trend of just posting to post. And
What? And I don't want to be on the trend of dying to die.
Right. And I had two things to say to that. The first one is like, okay, even if you are doing that, you have 1,500 plus whatever amount of followers. You can't tell me that all of them are going to just look at that post and, you know, not do something with it. You don't know who could be impacted by saying, oh my gosh, she spoke up, so maybe I will speak up too.
And to be honest, I almost feel like it's more important for the white people to post it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because like her seeing that, maybe her racist friends would be like, damn, she
Right.
like black people, maybe I should post. Maybe I should think otherwise. Like maybe I should change. Like it's more important for you to say something than me.
I agree with that. And then the second thing is like y'all are so worried about what other people do. And I gave this example to one of my other friends who said along the same lines as that. I said, you know, you sound like the people who, when I'm out on the street and a man asks for money, I give him a $10 bill and they say, you shouldn't have gave him that. You should have just bought him food. Why? Because you think that he's not going to do what he said he's going to do? That's not for me to figure out.
It's about intention.
I gave him that money thinking that he's going to do what he asked me to do with it. What he does with it after that is between him and God. So if he's out here asking everybody for money and then using it to do something other than what he said he was using it for, that has nothing to do with me. That's between him and God. If I gave him the money knowing that I was hoping that he's going to do something good with it, go get a meal, go get a, you know, whatever he needed, why do you care what it looks like to other people if you in your heart know that you're not posting just to post and that it really does mean something to you? So
she's dubbed.
It was two different. I talked to a lot of different people, and some people they took complete accountability, and I respect them for that. I get that it's difficult. I completely understand because as a black girl with all white friends in high school, it was difficult for me at that lunch table to speak up when you guys are making jokes about black people. Like I had to act like I could take a joke, and I didn't want people to treat me differently. Like, oh, Imani takes stuff too seriously. So I get being uncomfortable, but I also don't see why I have to unfollow people and post that to get them to reach out. Like, you guys should have reached out to me. I shouldn't be having to.
You care more about me following, us following each other,
right?
Than
something that's means
actually
nothing.
serious to me.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because obviously we know certain white people are racist, but white people know how racist they are because they're the ones that say it to each other. Like they're the ones that hear their friends say the N-word.
Right,
they're
and
the
don't
ones
check
that
them.
Say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they know, we know, but they don't know.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like because they're there.
It's a lot different when there's no black person in the room. We don't know what they be saying.
And you can't even say a simple repost. Just to
that's what I'm saying. Just to repost.
And you know the worst part about it? Even if she felt like I don't want to do it for Instagram, like maybe she was like, my friendship with Imani, if this is what she wants me to do, I'm gonna just do it.
Facts. And that, I feel like parents do that. Like when your kids want to do something and you don't understand why they want to do it, you still support them. Yeah. Because you love them.
And she didn't care enough to be like, listen, I really love her and this is what she wants me to do, then so
I mean, I don't think she really loves me, but the fact that we had that history, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like if someone's asking you to do something and it's not gonna hurt you, why not?
Right.
Like, if you're not gonna do it,
because when your husband or somebody or your friend is missing or you need help, you're gonna want to repost it.
Right,
and you're
exactly.
Gonna ask us to repost it.
Right, y'all want to post the Super Bowl and everything else.
When you need to go fund me, y'all are gonna post it.
Right, and I'll still contribute. And I'll still contribute, sis. If I see a Facebook GoFundMe, I'll give you $5.
$5?
I
was trying to do 20.
Okay,
it depends. Though.
I'm saying like if it's not somebody I really ride for, I'll still slide you some coins.
Nah.
Oh, you're petty?
I don't think that's petty. Personally, you know, it was something going on with me. You didn't care. Okay, well, if it's fuck me, it's fuck you.
No, I disagree. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere that says two wrongs don't make a right, sis.
But here's the thing. Why? No. But here's the thing. Y'all talking about two wrongs. What is wrong with you not wanting to give her your money? She didn't want to do something for you that was free, and you talking about you gonna give her your money. Absolutely not.
I'm working on forgiveness.
Me
That's a
too.
whole.
I feel like that's too much to hold on to that energy, mommy.
to forgive.
That's a whole another episode for me.
Yeah,
I'm working on forgiveness.
It is.
So wait, did you have to cut people off?
No. So honestly, I had a few white friends in high school, but when I went to college, all of my friends were black.
Yeah.
Or are black.
Yeah.
And my non-black friends, they posted before I did.
Girl,
Like,
when I tell you, some
my
people
non-black
posted
friends
before that I at
were on
least expected,
edge.
and I was like, okay, sis, with the 5 things I learned.
Like they my non-black friends, they texted me, "How are you doing?" They
Yeah.
posted before I did. They were.
I
on
did have
edge.
my so the one girl that I am friends with that like we've never fell out or any of that, she posted. I didn't have to say anything. Like, I'm just like, yo, that's why I rock with you and your family. I remember, like, I always like this is why, like.
And I feel like, I mean, like you know, like my friends are like the people that I call friends are literally my friends. You know what I mean?
You're not
So
just
it's
you
like,
saying it
the
out here.
people that didn't post or didn't like, I'm just like, I don't need to cut you off because you were never cut on. So it's
No,
just like,
not. I don't need to cut you because you were never cut on.
it just is what it is. You know, I mean, you won't be getting no invite.
Shit, Ben had a shortage.
Honestly, the white people that y'all invited to this quote unquote cookout, I saw a meme or something.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, this is the cookout.
Like,
This is the
see,
cookout. Pull up.
Y'all want to go? Y'all want to listen to Love Baby? Y'all want to wear forces with
Y'all want to do
flower
box
dresses?
braids with beads?
Y'all want to go to Florida and get some
My
bead
white friends
braids?
are not like this at
Like,
all.
come on.
Really? I mean, most of mine aren't either. The things that I just described are people that I know. It's like the people that I kind of describe them as chameleons. Like the one girl that I'm talking about with the box braids. Like she went to one school and was like on the Nike SB Dunks.
Oh, okay.
Then came to P Falls and switched it all up to the Abercrombie and Fitch.
See,
And
she
threw
was
all the
wearing
Nikes out
forces
and
with
got the
floral
Toms.
dresses.
Yeah,
Yikes. The Toms?
Were they
The Toms?
jersey
the
dresses?
Toms. Yeah.
Okay.
So
See, that's my thing. Is like, yeah, it was the white girls that love black guys. But it's like, why did you love black guys so much then?
If you was
you already know.
If he was lucky.
terrible.
No, I'm not doing it again. I said one time, one stop shop.
But my thing is like, I couldn't. If I'm low key racist, why am I gonna be with a black guy?
But that's the thing, though. There are people that are saying that I'm not racist because I talk to a black
No,
man.
you definitely are. But like, you're racist. But like, you just
I think people think that it's like a
choosy.
levels. Like their racism is
And
levels.
they want to cut it on and off. Like, I don't like that, but I like this.
Right. Right.
Come
We
on
picking
now.
and choosing. So I think like with us discussing this, we should like talk about a time that we've experienced racism personally. So I have like 2 instances that come to mind for me, and it's crazy because now that like all this is happening, I didn't really realize.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time was like I was dating a guy in high school, and he was from Texas. Okay, I'm mad you laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, he had a red Challenger, and with the Texas plates to match, and the
You
tinted.
didn't the approval to say the story.
No, but oh well. I don't care. Please, I ain't use no names. So he had a red Challenger with Texas plates and the tinted windows to match.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we're driving back from the movies one night, and my homegirl who could not post was in the car in front of us with his black best friend. We won't go there.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So we ended up getting pulled over,
Mm-hmm.
and so the guy asked us, to get out of the car. And
The cops?
Yeah, cop asked to get out of the car, and the guy that I'm with, my boyfriend at the time, was so confused, and he's like asking all these questions, and I'm like scared. So I'm like, stop asking questions, stop being difficult, just do what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So we get out of the car, sit on the curb, and he's like, do I have permission to search the vehicle? And my boyfriend was like, no, for what? I'm like, let him search the car. Like, I'm like getting mad, like
Yeah.
I'm like, you're making this difficult.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? And mind you, I can't, I mean, my dad's probably been pulled over for speeding before. Quick and easy. Let me see your license and registration. So at this point, we're sitting on the curb, and that's when he gives him the okay to search the car. So after all that's done, he's like super quiet, and we drive back to my house. We get there, and we see my friend and his friend there, and we just tell them like we were pulled over. The cop made us get out. And I was just basically telling my mom, like, he was not listening. And then my mom was like, Imani, and that's when I kind of got that first lesson, of being a black man and how they're just always targeted.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. I was just thinking, like, you're not listening. You're being disobedient.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to listen because I don't want to go to jail. My mindset wasn't on, like, that we were being profiled. that we shouldn't have gotten out of that car. For what? What were we doing?
And this is before all of this.
This is in high school, man. I'm like 18.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is me. I live in Sterling, Virginia. Nothing ever happens in Sterling, you know, and I'm just getting about my way. And then one other time that I will talk about, too, is when I was in Virginia Beach with my parents. And we were on, like, the boardwalk. Mm-hmm. We were in a store, like, one of those, like, towel stores where you can get, like, towels, sunscreen, and stuff. And this woman was following my mom around the store. And my mom wanted to try on something. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you have to put your purse up front. And my dad was like, no, she's not putting her purse up front. And, like, me and one of my friend's cousins was like, oh, my God, they're doing too much. Like, my dad's making a scene. Like, I'm over here like, oh, my gosh, here he go, JB and J. And basically, they wanted my mom to put her purse up front because they thought that she was going to steal stuff. So my dad was really offended. He was like, man, we could buy this whole shop if we wanted to. My dad was like, y'all don't even know. And I'm like over here like, oh my gosh, my dad's acting up. But it's like, and it's crazy. And you know what? I'm going to get on to my mama when we leave here. But my mom actually bought something from that store, man. Like, why did she do that? And my dad and my sister were pissed. And my sister was calling her out. She was like, I don't know why she keep following us around this store. And I'm like, Jasmine, stop. Because I'm just like so, you know, naive. And it's just like, there's so many times where it's like, no, I should have been like, oh, let's go. There's 2 shops down the street that sell the same towels and the same sunscreen for half off. Let's go, you know? I think that, like, that's what we have to do. We have to just nip it in the bud. Like, don't, like, slide it under the rug.
We have to really cancel.
Cancel. We're going to get into that, too, about canceling people, but, you know, whatever. So, do you guys have a moment, Tayo, that you've experienced racism personally? Not laughing.
It's not funny.
It ain't. That's what you do when it's uncomfortable. Funny. It's kind of like that awkward
It's not
laugh.
uncomfortable. I don't, to be honest, it's like the regular stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're going to high school, like, you don't get into the white people parties. Like, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember, like, this one time, I was in the mall with my friend. She's Spanish, or Hispanic. We were in, what's it called, Claire's?
Yes, girl.
What's the other one?
Icing. When you grown, you go to icing.
And one thing about me is, my parents, I wouldn't say I'm spoiled, but they always taking care of me, right?
Never had to want for anything.
I was not, at least at this point in time, I wasn't Miss Sticky Fingers. You know, I wasn't stealing nothing. Like, I was, you know, in the stores. We were never, I mean, I never were stealing at that time, but we were literally just walking around the mall like how middle schoolers do. Yeah. And me and my friend, we were walking out of Claire's, and the lady was just like, you can either, like, we're literally walking out, and the manager's like, and mind you, me and my friend were together the entire time.
Yeah, just
it wasn't like she was on her own and I was on my own. We were together.
The joint's like 100 square feet. Ain't really much nowhere to go.
The store's like this big.
Yeah,
and whatever. And so I'm walking out, and she's like, you guys can either drop what's in your pockets, or I can just have the cops coming here. And I was like, is she talking to us?
Right, like, is this confused?
Like, we stopped, and I was like, is she talking to us? And then she was like,
the cubic zirconia,
and then she was like,
green and shit.
The one thing about me, and like I said earlier, the intro, my dad is African. If I got caught stealing, that would be the last time I would ever be inside a store. Like,
no,
I'm not
real.
Gonna be out here stealing from Claire's. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna call the cops. And I was like, sis, I looked at her, I was like, nobody was in here stealing. And then she's like, oh, somebody in the store reported you guys.
They're probably white.
And they were probably the ones stealing.
And I looked at her.
Right. Let me distract.
And
decoy. Y'all were decoys.
If I was worried about it, like, I would probably have been more like, oh my God. I was like, I wasn't stealing, and I kept walking.
Right, like, call them, sis.
And that was it. Like, what I have to steal for? Like, I would have told my daddy, give me $10.
Right, Claire's ain't even like that. No, dead ass.
Like,
and they be having that, like, that buy 2 get 5 free. Like, come on now. Like, no damn earrings from Claire's.
But honestly, it's one of those things, especially, like, being from where we're from, we probably experience racism a lot more, and it's like it
didn't even peek. Just goes over your head. You don't even look at it as racism.
Yeah,
you don't. Like, I didn't until like I'm really thinking about
this. This is a whole other different topic, but I think that was another reason why I really loved going to school where I went to school.
Yeah,
it's because I was
Multicultural Institute you talk about.
Just being like, it was such a good experience to be around people that were like me.
Yeah, I feel like I was a part-time student at ODU. You know, Hampton right down the street.
And you're not the minority. Like,
right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just felt good. Like, the racism that I would have experienced here, like, it wasn't a thing there.
Right.
You know
Had you went to JMU.
Right.
Or
and that's a whole other different topic,
yeah.
Because my sister went to JMU, and it's like we're completely different people. Like, our experiences are so
She loved JMU?
She liked it.
If she went to Spelman, it'd be different.
She should have came to Howard.
Or HU.
She got what she needed to get. But her experiences are different.
Yeah, I feel like what she gets out of it. What about you, Imani? Imani don't play. I've been out with you. You wild with it. Like Imani's real wild with it.
So I just think it's so cute how y'all was talking about like experiencing racism, but maybe not like understanding
Right.
it, and even still having white friends.
Yeah.
With the last topic, because I feel like with me, a lot of people I went to school with ever since kindergarten. So I feel like if something was racist or if I felt it was because I was black, I would straight up say it. So at 8, 9, 10 years old, I'm telling the teacher, it's because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm looking at you. I know it's because I'm black. You're trying to tell me it's not.
But I know it is.
Right, but I feel like that shaped a lot of experiences that I had with white people that we grew up with.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of white people that I'm still, like, cool with, I may not talk to every day. We may not necessarily be friends. They know my stance and they know how I feel about certain things. Right? But then a lot of people will always prescribe me as, I'm the girl that's going to pull the black card. And I'm tired of that black girl always pulling the black card. Because like you said, I don't play and I'm going to do it. So one of the experiences I had was basically, you know, like something funny happens in class or, you know, someone slip and fall. Everybody's laughing.
Right.
So me, and it was, I don't know how we all ended up in the same class, especially in Sterling, but it was like 5 of us that we used to hang together. 3 of us were black. Okay, well, now it's 3 black kids laughing, and I was told that I'm a bully.
Oh,
so now I'm always in the principal's office.
Right.
Because every time I laugh at something that's funny, I'm being a bully. I'm picking on the kids.
Wow.
You see what I'm
stayed
saying?
in the office.
But it's interesting because I would get to the principal's office, and he would be laughing. He'd be like, sit down, have some candy. Tell me what they said you did.
Was it a black principal?
No.
Oh. He just knew. He was there.
And he was just like, just sit here till, you know.
Yeah, just
I'll send
let
you
it
back
pass.
in a
I
little bit.
stayed in the office.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that like that needs to be, and I feel like at the school we went to, because I don't know if y'all remember, but I don't know if y'all remember that one girl, I'm not gonna say names, but one of the white boys said something racist to her at lunch, and she beat his ass, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And got suspended. So it's like, why doesn't he get expelled? Like, if you're saying the N-word to me, expelled. No suspended. Like, it doesn't make sense that, like, you can say that to me and provoke me, but I get in trouble because I actually was physical with you. Like, I think we have to start making the words be heavy, too.
That's the part where I throw the first stone, and then I try to act like you're the aggressor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
right.
in other experiences I've had, especially like with playing lacrosse, for instance, right? So playing lacrosse, I started playing lacrosse in high school. I was a defensive player. But I would, yes, at first I was definitely hacking because I played basketball. I used to foul all the time.
Yes.
But I definitely got more calls and someone else could do the same thing and not get the call.
Right. It's just
Now,
if you're black, you're out here being real aggressive with it.
Now playing for Howard University, playing lacrosse, it was the same thing. And you got to think, we're 20 black girls, we're a whole black team.
Squad.
You got to think, the coach from the other team before the game has a talk with the refs.
Right, like keep an eye on these girls.
And they say
they from Compton, they rough.
They're aggressive.
Right.
They're this, they're that. So we can't even play defense because
everything hit.
We're aggressive and we're black women being aggressive.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Another time I was in the car with my brother. I was actually on my way to your house. He was about to drop me off.
And probably pick up a bag of spaghetti too.
Exactly. And he was just like, there was a cop behind us, followed us all the way down from like probably as soon as you get from 7 to Algonquin
Parkway.
Yes,
okay.
All the way down, and you gotta think we turned.
Right.
So then we turned right into your neighborhood, like right off of Hampshire.
Yeah.
So we turned. He was like, "I bet you gonna pull us over." He pulled us over and everything, but I was sitting in the car like, "Why would he pull us over?" I'm like, "Are the tags dead?" And then he's like,
dead tags.
"Yeah." And he's just like, "No, he's just gonna pull us over because he sees that we're black." And he pulls us over. He asks for his thing and everything, and then he turns to me and he's kind of like, "What are you doing in here with him?" And I was just like, "You can't tell we look alike." I was like, "This is my brother. Like, what are you talking
y'all
about?"
be just alike.
And if you weren't, and if it wasn't your brother, I'm confused with what he's insinuating.
Exactly.
Like, ew.
Exactly.
Yeah, my patience is thin now. Back in the day, but now patience is real.
Yeah, my patience is like, don't try me.
Yeah,
oh,
me
and
too.
then another
that.
time, I was on the metro train and I hop on. I'm like Louis Vuitton down. Okay.
Real Louis, because Imani, I know.
No. Don't try to play me.
No.
This was real Louis.
Okay. No, because Imani, Imani will get a hoopty and a minute, so it's a valid question.
This was real Louis. This is real Louis. I was dripping in Louis.
That's probably what the dude told you who you bought it from. This is real Louis. This is real Louis.
I got it from the store. So
Now
it was
she's
real. No, I sit down and the lady across from me, like, basically clenches herself and is like this, and I just look at her and I laugh, because in my head I'm like, you don't know where I'm from. Like, I'm from Sterling, Virginia. My parents have more money than you.
Right.
I have more money than you.
I hate that we think like that, but that's literally my same thought
I'm
too.
like, sis, you
My
don't
same
have
thought
real
too.
dusty.
Be like,
why would I need
like,
to
I
take
didn't
it
touch my dad.
in America.
No, for real though.
And she like clenches it. I'm like,
sis,
girl,
we got a
please.
Lexus Beamer Cadillacs too. Stop
If I was
it.
gonna steal from you, you wouldn't even know that
Please.
it happened.
Third grade birthday party. Who was at the hot tub in the backyard with it? Like, stop
Hey,
it.
you know what I tell them? Go clock in. Period. Clock in.
I'm weak.
Ask for overtime.
I'm done. So getting into the other topic that we were going to talk about.
Okay, so
getting back to like who's canceled, because we were talking about that.
Who's canceled? So because all this, we've already talked about people that we canceled.
Yeah.
Now we need to talk about.
Well, we didn't say names, but basically like
our
with the
associates.
yeah,
It's like, why are you
associates and
canceled?
non-black friends. Some of them have very much been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, and I think everybody knows who I'm about to say, Wendy's is canceled. And you know what? Wendy's.
I don't know what they did.
Oh, girl, they donated to Trump.
Oh, there's a whole list of
It's a whole list of them, but
Oh.
I'm going to tell you why I can't get with Wendy's. And I'm okay with canceling Wendy's because that number 6 been dry as hell for a minute.
And they're low-key expensive.
Low-key.
Why does that chicken
Low-key.
combo
Low-key. And it sits under
$10?
that heat lamp all day. It's never fresh. They say frozen. They say never frozen, always fresh. Nothing is fresh about Wendy's. That's number 1. Number 2, everyone who is getting your fries from McDonald's. Your box is turned, and I cannot see those golden arches. Please turn those boxes to the front. I need to see the golden arches, because a couple of y'all thought it was Wendy's, but when I squinted hard, I did see the little M. I need y'all to rotate them things, and we got to see them golden arches.
But there's so many. Like, I saw Chick-fil-A was on there.
Chick-fil-A's been suspect for a
Taco
minute.
Bell.
Yeah, because they're like partner companies.
But,
I saw Panera too, and I mean, I don't know if that's true, so I will say that I'm not sure if that's true.
Food.
But Panera, you gotta spend $50 to be full anyway, so I don't go to Panera. So
for me, I recently made a Twitter, so I was out of the loop.
Tweet.
Right, I be talking a lot of shit. I was out of the loop, but Twitter really like brings you into the loop.
It does. I think there's like a thing called the Black Twitter. I gotta get on that.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. So the person that I'm canceling, but was never even not canceled, like they were never a thing for me, is B Simone. B Simone.
Break it down, yeah, because I've been hearing a couple things. Because she was in the fire for what you was talking about.
So now she's in the fire for 9 to 5. That's not related to this topic.
Yeah, well,
B Simone has made a platform off of being annoying as hell.
Yeah, facts.
Of scamming black people, selling AliExpress lip gloss and
Not
repurposing
AliExpress
it with her
lip
packaging,
gloss.
selling magazines, cutout scrapbook books for $30. And she, I guess somebody on, I don't know where they asked her, they're like, are you going to go protest? Are you going to go? And she said, no, I can't, I can't quote what she said.
Well,
But
I heard she said something about being a child of God.
She said that she doesn't believe in, like, I guess, looting and all that protesting because she's a child of God. My thing is, be a child of God. Because God did what he had to do too. That's neither here nor there. But why is you standing up for what you believe in, you standing up for your people, where you draw the line, but you doing all that nonsense on Instagram, showing your ass literally,
right.
It's not where you draw the line. Like, when do you decide?
She picking and choosing when to be a child of God.
When you're a child of God, because you was just talking about fellatio on the internet.
So you was a child of Satan then, huh?
So my thing is, you can't pick
it.
and choose. Like, you want to be with the black community when you want us to buy your products.
Right,
but when we need you to stand up and say something and use your platform to the better good, you're a child of God. I don't do the picking and choosing.
Desi got fired too for talking about the looting.
But
these comedians, y'all need to stick to jokes, is what it sounds like.
And my thing is, your whole platform, like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Your comedian platform is because of black people.
Right.
If it wasn't, like, even if you didn't want to say anything, don't go on there and say something stupid.
And I think that's not a lot of things too, like, because black people, y'all are getting a pass. Y'all don't have to talk. This is traumatizing. I get it.
Pissed me off with that. With what she said is, like, she's like, I don't care. She was getting a lot of backlash on Twitter, and she said she doesn't care because it's the app. You got your fame from this app.
Right.
So once we actually collectively cancel you for real, not just for 2 days, you're gonna, like, it's gonna stick. When we cancel, we have to cancel because it's not making
the
sense.
AliExpress lip gloss is just replaying in my mind. I'm weak as hell off that.
She repurposed it. She surely did. I mean,
it's kind of
I mean,
smart.
at the
I'm
end
not
of the
even
day,
gonna lie
this
to
is-
you.
At the end of the day, that is what a lot.
I think they do it with the
people
bundles
do.
too.
A lot of people
They
do
do it
That
with
Chinese
with the bundles,
wholesale.
they do it
But
with
my
the
thing
lashes,
is-
all of
Yeah.
that.
Be about what you say you're about. You're about black girls, you know, black girl magic, all that. But when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, you're not one.
But
for
I
the
don't get why
girls.
people think that you can't speak on this and still like
It
be
depends-
respected
it
by all
depends on
races.
who
Like there's white
cuts
people
the
out here
check.
protesting.
Yeah.
So it's like I
And
don't
my thing is,
understand. Who are
nobody
you
told
doing
you
this
to
for?
go break into Louis Vuitton. We told you
Right.
to use your platform.
Right, and,
Like,
and let's
where's
stop
the-
talking about the looting. Like that's really starting to piss me off. Like everybody want to talk about the looting, but why are they looting?
Because
Like
we're getting looted.
exactly, and also the freaking financial gap. Why does a person feel like this is the only time they're ever going to be able to secure a pair of Nike sneakers?
Right.
Right.
Like why is there
It's
those big financial disparities?
I think
Nobody
that,
wants to talk about that.
similar to what you said, a white person would not be able to last a day in our shoes. They wouldn't be able to take the pressure, right? Every black person I feel like is a diamond. Even if they're struggling, even if there's someone who goes out and robs and does all these things, it still takes courage, moral courage,
Yeah.
every day to get up and be like, I really want
Another
this
day.
job, but because of things that happened in my life, I'm not going to get this job. I'm going to still go. But my family still needs to eat, so I still have to find a way. If I can't find a way this way, I got to find a way the other way. The
Right,
thing about
yeah.
white people is that they never have to think about the other way. So it's easy for them to say, I would never do this.
Right,
Or I
right.
would never do that. Or
Yeah.
why would they do that? It's because you've been and not all white people have
Right.
been, but a majority. They
No.
never
But I
have
think
to-
I
there's
think
things
the
that they don't
person
have
I
to
think the
think
person
about.
I agree with Imani, and now you saying that kind of throws off my disclaimer, but I'm gonna still put it out there anyways. Every educational non-black person listening to this, if you're taking offense, ask yourself why are you taking offense? Because if that's not like if the shoe fits, then wear it. But if it doesn't fit, then don't try to like be defensive about this. Don't get offended.
Right.
Think about what are we really trying to get across to you guys, like for our non-black listeners, like.
Right.
I can vouch that there are amazing white people in this world.
Trina's also canceled. I mean,
Why?
Trina hasn't been relevant for the past 45 years.
Don't do
But
that.
What did
Trina-
Trina do? Because when I'm getting ready to
Trina-
go out,
I got
listen,
it. So big like the
Like
sun.
And I'm still singing. The thing is,
it.
when it comes out, I'm gonna still sing every last word. But she's canceled.
Right.
Because
Then she's not canceled. Every time you stream, she gets 6
like,
bits
y'all talking about
paid.
this?
I'm
Trina's
not
canceled.
gonna sing it, but if I
Canceled.
hear it, I'm not gonna play it myself. But if I hear, I'm gonna sing the words.
Okay.
Because how do you not? The thing is,
No.
See your
Trina
phone, see
had the
your
nerve.
phone.
I don't know. It was an interview, something. Trina, with her dumb self, had the nerve to get up there and say that black people are animals. This was after the looting and all that stuff.
That's what they were
She
talking
said
about.
black
These
people are
are animals
animals.
you talking about.
And then she
Oh.
said that she is not worried about getting pulled over and getting killed because she has a license and registration.
Wow.
You didn't think
Trina,
George
you're-
Floyd had
the
a license
I-
and registration?
The I in Trina stands for ignorant as hell.
Breonna Taylor got killed in her sleep. We don't
Right.
care about no license and
Right.
registration.
And
I
like you
did not
said,
know
I don't
she
even
said
think Trina
ignorant.
live in a gated community. I doubt it.
Taylor. Trina's driving a 2005 Jeep. She needs to stop.
I don't even.
She has to realize that black people are the only people singing all
Right.
the lyrics.
Right.
And now she thinks we're animals. All right,
Yeah.
But see, that's also
Yeah.
that's
Miss
her
Trina. And
that's her compliment.
okay, so when
Keep-
Kaya
keep-
reads her, I'm not gonna say nothing.
I'm about to say because Kaya got her back. Kaya got a picture of Trina, like basically butt naked.
Listen, where does
over
Kaya get this
in the
from?
ba- I don't
Who's
know,
Kaya?
but I don't. My neck.
My back.
Neck,
Okay, yeah.
And my neck.
So
Okay.
which one's better? What song better? Got it.
Then
That
you
one.
roll your
You
tongue
tongue
in the
back
back to the front and
Oh.
then get out till I take it.
Okay, too far.
Hey.
All right. Bring it back.
Kaya's broke too, but she needs. She said something because Trina.
But Kaya's herself, she'll get on like she knows she broke. She ain't making.
But the
no
thing
money,
is,
but she'll get
y'all,
on.
she's quiet. Just because you quiet don't mean you broke. People can make money moves in
Do
silence.
you see her?
Where she record? That's what I'm saying. She don't care. She gonna hop.
She in Big Mama house in her.
She's
recording.
real. She doesn't feel the need to like put on makeup and do all of that.
Right,
stuff.
right. Okay, so did everybody say who they wanted to say that was canceled?
No,
Because I want to
didn't
move
say
into
who
a
was
lighter
canceled
note.
yet.
Okay, who's canceled for
Okay,
you?
so there's one thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
When Taya, when you talk about B. Simone and all that,
Mhm.
I also feel like it's who writes the check. Because remember when young black men young black boys were getting killed for Jordans, and Jordan never stepped out and said anything. He never did any of that. And now with this movement, he's pledging his money. And the first thought in my head was, it must not be a white person writing his check no more.
Yeah.
He must, because even though he makes mad money, it's still
But
the
all
brand
money
of
ain't good money. You gonna sell your soul for a check? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, and he got a lot of backlash.
But I can see that
in the early 90s.
because he does the Hanes
but when he was doing in the early 90s, because they were like, you need to step up for black men, black issues, and he was like, I'm a basketball player.
And I get that too. Like, it's not, you can't put it all on one person.
You
like,
can't,
yes, they're in these positions, but like,
I understand that. But the issue with that, especially with Michael Jordan, is that these boys, they go out, they drug deal, they do anything to get your shoes,
right?
And they dying.
And I don't really see no free
something.
Jordan giveaways. I mean, Jordan might be doing them, but I ain't seen them.
So it's like, okay, now, but
yeah, you're right, because Jordan got people spending they that's money for their child. They baby mama's check and they spend it on J's, bro.
Who will ask me to cash app them money so that when the J's drop, they can get it for all their kids, baby mothers, and I'm like, but you could be doing so much more.
Yeah, I think we all sitting here could do more. Like, so this is yes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, you two here. Everybody in this room and everybody in the world can always do more. So I think that's one big takeaway. We just all got to do a little bit more. But of course, mental health is good too. I'm good on my cancel.
We're good on the cancel.
No, I'm not good on the cancel. It's one more. It's just one more.
What else do you have left for your cancel?
It's Starbucks. It's canceled.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Starbucks bye. I was never going there.
Me either. I go to Dunkin' with it.
Like, come on.
And McDonald's has a mean caramel frappuccino. Starbucks is been overpriced and not that flavorful. And I don't know why y'all are surprised. Y'all don't remember when they called the cops on that black man and they shut all the Starbucks down for a day?
Oh, yeah.
Why is anybody surprised by Starbucks? Like, everybody's on Twitter and outraged.
Don't
like,
nobody need a $20
I don't even think it's been exactly. I don't even think it's been a year since that happened. So I don't know how people are working for you. So moving on to a more positive note, I think we should like shout out the ICUs. Like, I see you. And my ICU goes to Bravo. Bravo's a TV network, like, you know, like BET, CW. Bravo fired 4 castmates from a show that I watch called Vanderpump Rules. And that's because they found like racist tweets. And they actually, even 2 of the girls on that show called the police on a black girl on the show that they knew didn't commit the crime, but knew that they would think that she fit the profile. So they called the police on her as a joke. Girl, that's not a joke. Anything could have happened to her. Like, and the thing is that it's crazy because I've been watching this show year after year, and I keep telling myself, why do I watch this show when there's no one that looks like me on it?
Right.
But I love the concept of it, but I don't like the fact that, like, there are no black people. But that show is a big symbolization of what I see on social media. Like, a lot of my white friends that I follow, I don't see them post nobody black. Like, a lot of my white friends have no, well, I don't know, let's stop calling them friends. A lot of white associates that I know do not have any black friends. Like, I don't see them post black people ever. If you see, like, they've got their beers up, they're shotgunning, not a black man in sight. You might have that 1 or 2 black that pledge the white fraternity. I don't know if we count them or not. I mean, yes, they're still our brother at heart, but you know what I mean?
That really makes me sick to my stomach.
Me too, because you know their ancestors wouldn't have had you on that line.
But that's just like, why?
So my ICU is going to Twitter. I saw online that Twitter has declared Juneteenth
Okay.
company
Nike
holiday.
did too.
Okay.
Shout out to Nike.
So shout out to Twitter and Nike.
You know Drake been canceled.
Listen,
Adidas,
I'm not
so.
going to work on June 19th to begin with. But
I think I'm scheduled, but I might just not show up.
Yeah, and you can tell them that's why.
It's a holiday.
I'm black.
And I will, ooh, yes.
And, yeah, so shout out to Twitter and Nike. Y'all got it.
Yep, Twitter, Nike. And then, also a shout out to Ben & Jerry's, because Ben & Jerry's been
Ben & Jerry's, yeah.
And I always went for them, even before all this happened, I still went for Ben & Jerry's anyways, because Haagen-Dazs is overpriced as hell.
Yeah, they really are.
So, Ben & Jerry, y'all got me. I'm still going to keep it with y'all.
I have 2 ICUs.
2 ICUs? All right, who's your ICU?
So the first one is NASCAR, because, you know, NASCAR has banned all Confederate flags. And
yes!
So there was someone,
I love that.
I guess, who drove and was like, you know, he's going to retire because of this, that, and the third. And NASCAR's Twitter was basically like, oh, we had to Google you to figure out who you were.
Yes! I want to be friends with whoever tweets from their account.
I see you. And then next, I think is babynames.com or something like that.
I heard about that.
They listed all of the people who have recently died through police brutality
Yeah.
or just who've just been killed in general, black people. And it was basically like these were all someone's baby.
Right.
And it's posted in the beginning when you first get to the website. So that's a big I see you as well.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Did you have any others? I see you.
I mean, there are a lot of companies
There
that are
are.
saying
There
what they
are.
need to
There
say.
are. There are.
But I think that
And we'll put
be
more of
able
that on
to-
our social media.
Yeah, we'll need to
give
we'll
you guys
be able
those
to,
resources.
We'll be able to tell you the real ICUs in like 3-6 months from now. Like who are
Big
actually
facts.
putting in the work. Like you can say all
Big-
the
yeah, you can
what
do
you
all
have to
this.
say, but what you actually
Right.
put in is what we're gonna talk
Right.
about.
Because also shout out to John Bod. I don't even know how to say his last name, so I won't even try. But the black guy from Star Wars, he's been like out there in the streets, and people are mad though because I think his girlfriend or partner is white. But it's like you can still have a white girlfriend or boyfriend and still be about this movement,
Right.
you know? So like, love is love, but your partner can't be ignorant or blind to learning. Like if they're like trying to say they can't see it, then it's time to let them go.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
It is.
that
But
I
I think what we'll do is we'll wrap up. I think all of us should just shout out personal black brands that we've used, that we've enjoyed. So I'll start with my top 3. So one of mine is the She Shop. She did my hair today.
Yes.
Yes, I love my girl Cherie. I went to school with her too. So shout out to the She Shop. Shout out to the She Shop. Second one is my girl does my lashes, Charity, at Impressionable
Where is
Faces. She's located in Towson.
Yikes, that's a height for me.
Oh well, sis, she has people come from like crazy, but like Pennsylvania. Like she knows, like you see these lashes, she knows what she's doing, and they're natural. Some of y'all be looking like y'all about to take off. Nah, she got my joints looking natural. Nah, see, I don't got time. Your joints touching your hairline and stuff. And then the last one is Miss James. If you Google Miss James, handmade cards, she is a black-owned card company.
Mm-hmm.
So all y'all that go to Hallmark, take it on over to Miss James. She has like really cute cards. Like the one I got for my dad for Father's Day is like to the best girl dad. And it's got like the dad and the daughter playing basketball, doing cheerleading, doing her hair,
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check them out, especially with, Father's Day coming up and things like that. Maybe it will have passed by the time we post this. I don't know. But, that disclaimer. So those are my 3.
So I have 2.
Okay.
So the first one is Through My Eyes.
Okay.
It is a sunglass brand. The owner is a beautiful black queen, Alexis. She was my roommate freshman year of college. She is also a photographer and an artist. She does really nice artwork, paintings.
Okay.
And her sunglasses are awesome.
Okay,
So
I'm going to look at that.
shop Through My
crib,
Eyes.
the
Their
new crib.
Instagram is throughmyeyes.capture.
Is through spelled any kind of special
Nope.
way?
Through
Okay.
my
Shout out to sis for not trying to do too much.
So shout out to Alexis.
Hey,
We
girl.
love a black-owned business, and
We
I also
do.
want to shout out Points Were Made podcast. This is my best friend Shantae. Her and her line sister Kiera, they have a podcast that they just started recently as well. They just be on there talking.
Welcome to the potty community, sisters.
Right. Y'all need to welcome us because they started before us.
No, for real. But I feel like
Follow them. They talk a lot. They have a lot of good opinions. They're fun. They're interesting. And
they're not us. Like, nah. It's a lot of black love on black love.
Yeah,
Shout out
it's
to
black
y'all. I'm
love.
just playing.
Their Instagram is PWM_pod. So Points Were Made podcast. Shout out to shout out to Alexis and shout out to Shantae and shout out to Kiera. I love
All
y'all.
right. Hey, y'all. All right, Monty, on you.
All right, so I'm going to just shout out some businesses in the Baltimore area that I've personally been to. So one, if you want your hair braided up real nice, tight, and right, you
Okay.
can go to These Hands, and with the Z-E, not the
Oh.
S-E, but the Z-E, These Hands.
So
Braids.
Theze?
Yes.
Oh, I think I ratchet with it. But I like it.
No,
These
you got to
hands.
catch these hands.
And what's
Okay.
in Baltimore?
That's in Baltimore.
You
right
should have
off
known
of-
just off the
right
title.
Washington.
Only 2 places it could be.
Right off of
These,
Washington
these,
Boulevard. You
these.
can go get your hair braided up real
Yeah.
good. She's gonna take really good care of you, Kira. Now while you're there, because I like to eat, so I've explored Washington Boulevard. You can also go to Breaking Bread, which I've ate at several times.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep, the owner is actually someone who went to Copper State
What
with
kind
my
of food
brother.
is it?
Wings,
It's
seafood.
wings, seafood.
And
They
he
have,
got
like,
some tea
specials.
that is out of
Yeah.
this world. And I don't
Okay.
even do sweet
What's
tea.
it called?
Breaking Bread
Breaking Bread.
Breaking Bread.
In Baltimore.
in Baltimore, right off
All
of
right,
Washington
go ahead,
Boulevard.
Breaking Bread.
And then the last one I have is Nick's Rotisserie, which is right next to the Braden studio. And you can go up there and get some rotisserie chicken, with your greens and your macaroni and cheese, and they're gonna hook it up for you.
How do greens taste? Because my greens
Yeah.
They're
are
good.
amazing.
I don't,
So if
yeah,
I go
no,
out
for real.
and
My
then
greens
I
are
feel
amazing too.
I'm on
Shout
you.
out to Shahida. Play with me.
Shahida or your greens?
Okay, Shahida's greens, but that's how all recipes work. Tayo, your recipe ain't your recipe either.
Yes, it is 100%.
Girl, goodbye and good night.
My mom does not. I have never seen my mother.
What
cook
about your
greens.
grandma? What
No,
about your cousin? Your
I'm
aunt?
not.
So I just
What was
woke
my
up one day and
disclaimer?
I don't want a
like,
husband, so she wouldn't act like she
No,
came
what
up with
was
these
my
magical
disclaimer?
greens.
My family, we don't eat that. My mom
Whatever.
don't make greens.
Anyway,
She
some of
make
y'all
jerk
make
chicken.
y'all greens with too much vinegar. Don't nobody want no real vinegar ass greens. That's, so if you got all the
Mommy
vinegar,
want
we
greens
don't
with no
want
meat in it. That's what she wants.
No, girl,
meat
use that
and no
turkey
fat.
neck, turkey bone, 2 turkey drumsticks jumbo. What's
No
up?
meat and no. Her greens be tasting healthy.
now,
y'all.
first of all, I done had all kinds of
Okay.
greens, real greens, but the only greens that I had that made me step back and say, "Damn!" I was like, "Yo, who made these greens?" It was I had it at Howard Homecoming. It was Capital DC Barbecue. They had catered the athlete tent,
Okay.
and them greens I
I
can't
don't know
even.
if they touching mine, but I'll believe it.
Taya, were they at the
greens
brunch
in my life,
you
I'm
had?
telling you.
Okay, because I was about to go in.
I
'Cause
literally
those
went
won't-
back
I
and
didn't
said,
have no greens
"Damn."
at the brunch.
No, there were greens in the brunch, and they were not it. So, anyways, y'all, that concludes our first episode. Thank you so much for tuning in
Thank
and for
y'all.
listening all the way
Thanks.
through. We got a lot more content coming for y'all. We're really excited to go on this journey with you guys and for you guys to go on it with us. We're going to be talking about everything. We're even going to have a way for you guys to kind of tell us what you want us to talk about. Also, submit your stories so that we can give y'all our opinion on those stories, because sometimes it's better to just have, when you're tired of asking your friend Ashley what you think about this, just ask us.
Ask us, and we'll
We
tell
got the
you.
answers.
You can
sis.
upload pics, videos. We're gonna tell you. We gonna keep
I
it
think
straight.
the whole point of the anonymous, is to be anonymous. I don't think they're gonna be uploading pics and
I mean, you might be
videos.
like, "How does outfit look?" Well, how are we supposed to know if we don't see it on you?
It
You don't know.
You heard
Try
it here
again,
first.
sis.
Thank
But,
y'all.
yep, we love y'all and stay tuned.
Till
The
next
equipment differentials
week.
are out. Bye.
Heard.